Hi
Hey,
everyone.
welcome to the channel. Nice to see you all, guys.
Thank you for coming in. I'm Maradona, your personal development,
And I'm Nick, your fitness coach.
and together we are your
Relationship
coaches. Yeah. And so our topic for today, continuing on the thread of finances, and we're talking about why are finances so emotional? Why is discussing finances
They're not.
so emotional?
They aren't.
They aren't?
No.
Okay.
Or are they?
So yeah, the
I think it's a very emotive subject.
yeah,
And I think
Yeah.
you need to be in a good place for it not to get out of hand
not
very
to
quickly.
get out of hand is the
Yeah.
statement.
Yeah.
I think our salaries sometimes we make our salaries be equivalent to what we're worth, and that's where it gets emotional to a
Okay.
large extent. Yeah.
Please explain.
So you are worth more than $1 billion. Your life will always be worth that.
Right.
You as an individual, me, you who are looking at the video, you're worth exponential amounts. And then let's say, so you understand that, and that is one type of understanding your personal worth. While you maybe work now and you're getting $1,000, and you may not feel as though this is what your work is valued at. So you might be looking at your self-worth, and while it's totally different from what happens at work and the fact that you're selling your time for money, if that's where you are now, it might be what is affecting you in the way you respond to your salary or the money that you're making. So yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Not kind of. That's what I mean. So yeah, it's a bit. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a bit-
I understand where you're coming from. The other thing I think I'd bring up as well
Yeah.
is it depends when you're discussing the finances. I mean, then talking about finances shouldn't be really that much of an issue. I think the problem also stems from when you have an issue. So let's say something has gone wrong, a medical bill has turned up,
Yeah.
the car died,
Yeah.
something like that. When you've not discussed these kind of things previously, and for argument's sake, you may turn to me and say, well, I don't understand, why can't we pay that? But you earn whatever. So we should be able to pay that. And from my perspective, it could be, well, okay, yes, we have the mortgage, we have this to pay, we have these fees to pay.
Yeah.
And there may not be enough money left in the kitty to suddenly deal with this
This
emergency
yeah.
or this situation that's come up. So we start discussing it in an already tense, negative way, because you're questioning why we don't have enough. I'm defensive because I'm working hard, I'm trying to save all my money, I'm trying to do all this and these other things. And because we've not had those previous, 5, 6 monthly, weekly conversations about where the money's going, where it's coming, what we're going to do with it,
Right.
this suddenly becomes a big emotional issue.
Okay. I also see it as the person feeling as though they're attacked.
Yeah.
So it's like, why can't we pay for it? What do you mean? Are you trying to say I don't make enough? I'm not enough for you?
Yeah.
It could be all of that coming out, and again, you know me as the life coach, I would go back to what's happening on the inside, what's happened in their past, what's happening in their mind, what mindset, money mindset is the person working with.
What I was going to say there is when you talk about that, you have communication. If you've already established the relationship, not only with each other, but your money and your finance, if that situation was to come up, effectively both of you would be saying the same thing. It's like, oh heck, how are we going to deal with this?
Yeah.
Because both of you understand where you are.
Yeah.
And immediately it's you and me dealing with it.
So it's
not
like we're
saying,
now turning into the team. So I guess we're saying all of that to say the emotion comes from
not communicating.
Not communicating.
Yeah.
We've also spoken about filters in communication and the way you communicate. One of the filters being negative interpretation.
Yeah.
So coming in without any defenses or anything like that would help a lot. Understanding that your salary is not necessarily your worth.
Yeah.
Because your salary is what you do for your work.
Yeah.
And then your self-worth is totally different.
Yeah.
Your salary could never pay for you. It never will. And there is also the history of being a woman in a male-dominated fields, perhaps, and also even being a man in a female-dominated field, or in a field where even your sexual orientation affects the way you work, who you work with, things like that. And the fact that people may not value your work, they may not think that you're worth having a promotion and things like that. All these things eat at us sometimes, and has nothing to even do with this finance conversation when we get home too. It could, those types of things do affect the relationship, and we would always stress on communicating.
Yeah.
Because if
it's got to be the biggest. It's got to be the biggest thing.
If you don't do that, you wouldn't understand what's happening.
Yeah. And I think when you get together, I think almost one of your first conversations is finances.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with it?
Yeah.
How are we going to deal with this, that? What not so much who pays for what, but how. Not are you going to pay for that, but how are we going to pay for this?
Are we?
And how are we going to deal with it? And that makes a huge, huge difference.
Yeah, it does.
And it doesn't need to be emotional.
No, it doesn't. Just drop the defenses. And understand your team. It's really both of you against the situation. That's always what it is. You notice a certain bill is a certain amount, you bring it up, you do it one by one. You say, today we're going to talk about the car bill and the fact that the gas prices are not great. Should we on weekends, instead of going for a country drive, rent bicycle, take the subway, go to
the park or
bike-a-thon and rent a bicycle and do something different. And it allows you to expand as a couple when you learn how to negotiate and how to have conversation about heavy topics, because not every day is going to be fluffy and pretty.
I was going to say as well, where you're talking there about the money, it's also quite true in, is one of you or are one of you being selfish with the money? If I decide to go to the pub or the club or the bar and have 3 drinks at, I don't know, $5 each, that doesn't take long before that's a big chunk that I have just selfishly on my own in a bar. And in reality, we should have been, it should have been, if we were going to do that, you and I went for a drink.
But even as you say that, I would pose it as a question. Are you saying that we should always go out as a couple?
No, I'm not saying we always go out as a couple. What I'm saying is we shouldn't be, I shouldn't, you shouldn't be selfish with the money. I would never say no. You only go out as a couple. There are situations where you would go out individually, and I would still encourage and support that. But my point is, You know, if we're having money problems,
Okay. So
going
that's
to
different.
going to the pub or the bar 3 nights a week is not going to help the situation.
Okay. So that's
And that
that's
can
different.
also become part of the emotional, a very part of the emotional discussion as to where's our money going, how are we dealing with this.
And the fact that someone could be doing something they
Yeah.
shouldn't. Okay. So now I understand what you're saying, you know.
Okay.
Because I didn't want persons to interpret it as you're not allowed to, you shouldn't go out on your own with your girlfriends and things like that. But
No.
I think to frame that slightly differently, it would be agreeing on an entertainment budget.
Yeah.
And so you
Yeah.
know when it goes down to zero, it is what it is.
Yep.
It's done. The entertainment it's done. That's what it is, you know. And you would know how you're entertained as individuals and as a couple. But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's us for today.
Yep.
We hope you enjoyed our video.
Thank you for joining.
Please do comment because this is a nice topic. I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm enjoying this
Finance
on
and-
finances.
finance and
I'm a
money.
finance junkie.
Yeah, you're going to get more detailed into this, aren't you? I can
And
tell.
I don't know. They have to come and check out the next video.
All right, come and check the next
So
video.
check out the next video. If you enjoyed this, press the like button.
Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and then you'll know every time a new video comes out, we'll send you a message and you'll see it.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Peace out.